All praise, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father, the Most High, Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone that taught us this Yapah truth, and salutations and blessings unto the hopeful elect. I wanted to jump into this word sober in 1 Peter 4 and 7 and provide an alternate breakdown as we know it to mean to be in our right mind, to be free from the wicked fucking philosophies and doctrines of this fucking world, right? But it also goes into curbing your passions, which is centrifugal in this time, crucial considering that destruction is nigh, all right? It says, but the end of all things is at hand. Be ye therefore sober and watch under prayer. And this scripture is highly reminiscent of the precept that says, considering what is to come, that this place is about to get fucking melted with fervent heat, what manner of man ought ye to be, right? Just as this says, considering that the end of all things is at hand, how the fuck should we be conducting ourselves? Okay? And that's what it says in all holiness and conversation, um, pretty much conduct, holy, righteous conduct, man. Okay? And of course, to be separate from this fucking world. And in that is resisting the desires of our fucking flesh in this time more than ever. Let's get into this word sober. All right. And the BLB. Sophroneo, okay. In the Greek, of course, it means to be of a sound mind in one's right mind. But it says here to exercise self-control. Okay. To exercise self-control. So the lusts and the fleshly desires that we have, which unfortunately, man, in this time, in these chains of fucking darkness, we are prone to our fleshly desires. Okay. Where in some places, when you break it down in the blue letter in the Greek, Lord will, I'd hop into this. But when you go into the lusts, I believe it goes into ungovernable sin. Okay, your ungovernable desires that fucking that lead you to sin. Okay, because that's what this flesh entails in this time. Ungovernable desires. All right, and we're supposed to exercise and exhibit that self-control. Okay, to fight that fucking flesh, to rule our spirit. Okay, it says to put a moderate estimate upon oneself, to think oneself soberly. Okay, think in one's right mind, of course. But here, to put a moderate estimate upon yourself, that means to be fucking humble, man. To humble the fuck down, because oftentimes people have a high mind, which is another word for pride. That's why a low mind. That's why it tells us all throughout the scriptures, especially in the Old Covenant, it speaks about being lowly and meek. When you go into the Strong's definition of lowly, it means to be depressed in the mind. Don't get that fucking twisted on Esau's diagnosis, his fucking twist that he puts on all this shit. No, depression just means what it says. Depressed means pressed down. D, the compound word D, meaning down, and pressed. Okay, needs to be pushed, like pressed down. All right, which just means to be humble. That word humble, the root word humus, which means humble. Ground, that word humus, and humble, the root word means ground. So you're lowly, like you're low to the fucking ground, man. You see? Because what's the opposite of being pressed down is to be puffed up. So we're to have a moderate estimate on oneself, on ourself, okay? And then finally it says to curb one's passions, okay? And to curb your passion means to pretty much to resist your desires, okay? Your fleshly desires. And how much more in the time than in this time, okay? Curbing one's desires and impulses, self-controlled and temperate, okay? Let's jump back. It says, and watch unto prayer, okay? Because just as in times of past, when this thing was removed, right? This the end, meaning it had a time for it to take place. All right. Then now considering that this is the last fucking generation, and that we're at the last of the last moments before this thing cracks the fuck off. What manner of man ought we to be, man? Okay, to be conducting ourselves even more so in that Sabbath mind state. Okay, just like in the time of the Passover, Pesach, which we're coming up into that time as well. All right. What was the Passover? It was a Sabbath day to us as well, which is a day that you do what? That you resist your pleasures, man. So why the fuck not? To put off this place, it says, what will happen to the man that rejects all this shit? Okay. He's gonna get compounded riches, man. Compounded blessings, hundredfold. All right. It's the spirit. This is in Sirach 19:5. Whoso taketh pleasure in wickedness shall be condemned, but he that resisteth pleasures crowneth his life. So there's a benefit to not doing the things that please you, contrary to this world that tells you to fucking fill your belly at any chance you get. All right, there's actual phrases and slogans like "feed the beast," right? Quench your thirst. Do as thou wilt. Okay, you only live once, so max out on fucking on debauchery, man. Follow your heart. Okay, but contrary to that wickedness, resisting your pleasures actually leads to a crown, man. Doesn't it tell us that the carnal, to be carnally minded, is enmity to the Most High? Okay, and being sober minded is synonymous with being in the spirit. Okay, and it tells us that the fucking flesh is against the spirit. Huh? Let's see. Let's check it out. It's in Galatians 5:17. For the flesh lusteth against the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh, and these are contrary the one to the other, so that ye cannot do the things that ye would. Okay, we are to maintain in the spirit more than ever. This fucking current time that we're in, man, of all out chaos. Is a Roman 13:14. But put ye on the Lord Yahushua Mashiach, and make not provision for the flesh to fulfill the lusts thereof. Okay, So we're not even to have an avenue, okay? We're not even to make it available for us to fulfill the flesh to the best of our ability, man. Okay? It's like starving that motherfucker out. And why not, man? To sacrifice for Yahweh Shem Shai. To actually reject that shit. Put it off. Alright? In a time and in a world when the masses of the people are fulfilling the lusts of their flesh more than ever. Okay? It's in 1 Timothy 5 and 6, but she that liveth in pleasure is dead while she liveth. Okay? So, fulfilling your passions and your desires leads to destruction, man. Ultimately, talks about how that shit is the end of all men. Going the state, going into the house of feasting and the house of mirth. Okay, we're in a time of war. Talks about how riches profit not in the day of wrath. How much less folly. Okay, is in Micah 7 and 9. And understanding what the fuck we're in right now. Not only is it the time of destruction cracking off, and a time where we're supposed to hone in and be in the zone, military minded, to be immersed in these scriptures, okay, fine tuned to the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, man. Not only that, are we in that time of war, but we're also serving a fucking prison bid, man. When you go into that word penitentiary, which a nigga's supposed to do when he goes in the pen and serves his bid, he's supposed to be penitent, repentant, okay? Because this is the time we're supposed to be giving atonement, all right? And Slovakia, I didn't even get, we found that one in Sirach, but I didn't even get this real quick. But yeah, this is the time where we are supposed to be in atonement, man. This is in Isaiah 58 and 13. If thou turn away thy foot from the Sabbath, from doing thy pleasure on the holy day, and call the Sabbath a delight, it says, the holy of Yahweh, about Shem Shai, honorable, it shall honor him, not doing thine own ways, nor finding thy own pleasure, nor speaking thine own words. Okay? So that we should be doing on fucking GP, on general principle, but even more so on a Sabbath. But when you understand what time we're fucking coming into and what time we're in now, okay, we should be abiding in this mindset, okay, in this state, considering that just as in the time of old, the Passover, we were supposed to be, it was not only a Sabbath to us, but we we're supposed to be in a certain spirit, man, okay, very humble, very circumspect, and very penitent, man. This is back in Micah 7 and 9. I will bear the indignation of Yahweh Bashim Shai because I have sinned against him. Until he plead my cause and execute judgment for me, he will bring me forth to the light, and I shall behold his righteousness. So bearing the indignation doesn't look like being quick to fulfill the desires and the lusts of the fucking flesh, man. Okay? It's actually the polar opposite. We should actually be starving out the flesh. Okay? And denying those things that might even be permissible in the law. Okay? It might take you passing up, turning this slut down that's draped all over you, pressing you hardcore for rod. Okay? The world doesn't know any fucking thing about that. But where's the sacrifice, though? All right? If we were doing the same fucking things that these people do, all right? So now more than time than ever, should we be showing to Yahushai, to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, why Yahushai, our show them our resolve. Okay, we'll finish off with that. Because the elect is gonna have that any fucking way. So why not put on as that and to give our diligence to embody that, man. Somebody's resolve as a noun is somebody's yeah, firm determination to do something, man. We should be showing him our resolve in this time, man. Our determination, our dedication to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, to this truth, man, to this ministry, this mission that we're on. Okay? To curb our passions as much as we can. Fuck this fucking life and this flesh any goddamn way. Alright? As it's all a knockoff and a falsification, really, of the things that the Most High has prepared for us in the kingdom. Alright? So with that, all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shabbat Shai. Shalom.